that 125. No. No. Sorry.
And the goal for this week, we're going to find a big deer. That's the plan. We've got unfinished business in the zone. We're going to try and find one of these big. Like, this is the perfect in between. Point over there is 750. We've already got deer on the move, that's for sure. I'm going to very nice rifle, incredibly lightweight and caliber 7 PRC. Really quiet. It's out coming into the prime time, so hey guys, it is now 11:44, so lunchtime, midday. I had a brief window of clear, so I snuck through the trees like maybe 60 meters, 70 meters that way, and there's a stag right there, man. There's a stag feeding right there, so from me right now he's probably 200 meters, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, we've got a front moving in later today, which is going to bring a lot of rain, so I think this is the start of it. Not ideal weather, but it's going to hunt. It's a trap. That's make another coffee. So I'm just going to keep looking out there just in case something cruises. Just sitting here watching videos right now, man. Oh, it's cold this morning, but today's a good day. We're at a good start. This is good in the vicinity around me on their feet today, pretty hard out. Literally the rain didn't stop for 2 days straight.
We're at one of the largest European airsoft events of the year, affiliated with the Czech military, called WarThunder-k. This is a massive 3-day continuous airsoft event with about 2,000 to 3,000 players in the Czech Republic. In this scenario, NATO or task force are fighting a local guerrilla group in order to bring back stability to a drug trade fueled region. With that being said, coming up, we're gonna be buying drugs and getting caught. Camping out in the middle of nowhere and attempting to find out where these guerrillas have been setting up their camps in the woods. Nico and myself are assigned to the Air Mobile Helicopter Unit to find these guerrilla camps and relay as much information as possible back to command. However, past years' experiences have taught us that if we get caught by these guerrilla fighters on our own, we're going to be absolutely torn apart and sent straight back to the lobby. In the last video we tested my loadout to make sure it's ready for border war. Even though the M14 performed really well, it became evident as soon as we arrived at border war that the local forest has almost unlimited sidelines and not much cover on eye level. And it's clear that I need to go for a bolt action instead. Like I mentioned in the previous vid, the bolt action is the class with the highest output power and range. So I brought another gun as a backup plan. This is the brand new Novridge SG-11. It's a modern precision rifle taking all the best elements from real steel shooting, like adjustable everything and lightweight construction, with all the airsoft performance tricks of the last 10 years of development, like a huge cylinder volume bolt and a one-piece receiver and outer barrel, all CNC'd from one solid chunk of aluminium. Most players will be running an assault rifle class with little over half of the output power of my bolt action, so I will need to keep them in a sort of a standoff zone where they can't hit me and I can't hit them. The game has started. We're told to report to the heli landing site at the task force and encampment to perform form a ground assessment. Basically, we need to take in what we see for the guerrilla fighters. Camps, since they're deep in the woods. We're heading back to
The attack begins. Ukrainian Bradley is moving forward and deploys a smokescreen to prevent strikes from Russian ATGMs. Main objective is to attack Russian positions from the flank. Ukrainian Bradley opens fire with Bushmaster cannon. Meanwhile, a Ukrainian armored vehicle breaks through and heads straight to Russian positions. But everything changes when Russian forces deploy an artillery unit. Ukrainian vehicle almost gets hit with direct strike. Despite that, the assault continues. Now the tactic becomes clear. This armored vehicle is used as a decoy for Russian artillery and drones. Meanwhile, an M113 full of Ukrainian soldiers joins the assault. Ukrainian APC is heading to enemy positions. As it moves closer, shelling from Russian artillery only intended.
坦克儿是没有后视镜儿的，巡飞弹是不长眼儿的，黑哥们儿的语言是不通的。你弄啥嘞？
Intensifies. A close hit, but it's not enough. Ukrainian soldiers get to the Russian positions while commanders witness the assault in real time.
Пацани, давайте мені зворотній зв'язок. Я не розумію, що у вас відбувається.
The battle in the trenches begins, but Russian forces were prepared for this. A 240mm mortar is deployed. An extremely close hit, but luckily no one was harmed. Ukrainian drone locates Russian dugout, and both sides engage in fire contact.
Мінуснули якихось?
По 4-5-0.
Красавчик, лучший.
A group of Ukrainian soldiers captures Russian strongpoint, but the fight is far from over. Russian soldiers try to fire back, but an APC joins the battle. The chances of winning reduced to 0. Ukrainian soldiers successfully clear Russian hideouts one after another and prepare the defense. Meanwhile, Russian artillery opens fire trying to hit an APC.
Пацани, старайтесь сильно там не за...
You ready? You ready? Follow me. Follow me. Come on, come on, come on. Follow me, follow me. Hey, yeah. Come here.
Я не лед под цей рай.
Циклюватися і продовжувати, бо вже починають працювати.
Ukrainian armored vehicle fires at Russian positions, while Ukrainian soldiers carry wounded comrades to the APC.
Вон акуратно, скіт над вами, скіт над вами.
Russian drones drop the explosives to destroy the hideout of Ukrainian soldiers.
Друже, постарайтеся дочистити, постарайтеся дочистити і все, і далі діємо по плану, надаємо собі допомогу і куримо.
Ukrainian forces set up the small hospital and provide medical attention to the wounded. Some soldiers even make some new friends.
Ти диви, що він ісполняє.
For the next assault, Ukrainian forces deployed 2 Bradleys and 1 APC. The tactic is the same. After using a smoke screen, Bradley breaks through and opens fire at Russian positions. Bradley tears apart Russian positions. Meanwhile, APC moves closer and prepares to deploy infantry. Russian forces deploy a self-propelled artillery and open fire at Ukrainian vehicles. Shell lands just meters away, but Bradley remains on the move.
Прицел 415, уровень 30.02.
Once again, shell lands just a few meters away. Ukrainian APC survives. By miracle and deploys infantry. Meanwhile, another Bradley attacks from the flank. Russian forces try to catch Ukrainians on the move.
593, 593, левее 102. Орудие!
Выстрел!
The first shell missed, but one of Russian soldiers fires RPG. A direct hit, but armor withstands the damage. Ukrainian Bradley continues the assault mission. Meanwhile, the shelling from Russian artillery only gets worse.
Выстрел!
Bradley drives to Russian positions under heavy shelling, and the mission begins. Russian forces deploy a T-90 to completely crush Ukrainian assault group. Ukrainian Bradley equipped with tow missiles locates Russian tank, and when it locks on target, the shot is fired. Russian tank gets heavily damaged and has to leave the battlefield, but the celebrations did not last too long. Russians deploy ATGM and fire a missile at Ukrainian Bradley. Massive detonation. It may seem that Bradley is destroyed, but armor withstands the damage. Russians reload and fire a second missile. A second direct hit, but the armor saves Ukrainian soldiers. Russians report that the Bradley was stopped and artillery opens fire.
Расчет пуск!
Ukrainian soldiers managed to leave the battlefield unharmed. Now we have already seen the Bradley's insane firepower and armor capabilities, but what can it do against its Russian analogs? Let's look at the moments when Bradley faced Russian BTRs and BMPs. Russian forces conduct a regular assault operation.
Follow me, follow me.服务我需要 ，Hello。Go go 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 go.
APC with more than 15 men on board were sent to take control over Ukrainian positions. When the APC reaches the destination, Russian soldiers quickly jump off and rush to the trenches. Meanwhile, Ukrainian Bradley was already in its firing position. When Russian armored vehicle is in sight, Ukrainian Bradley opens fire. Bushmaster easily penetrates Russian APC. The engine is set on fire and the vehicle stops. Flawless job by Ukrainian Bradley. Now let's look at the time when these two Russian BTRs began an attack. Both fully loaded and with more than 20 men on board, they carry a serious threat for Ukrainian defense. They pass the minefield and head straight to Ukrainian positions. But they did not expect this. On the other side, two Bradleys are deployed to completely crush Russian plans. When Russian armored group gets in the range of Ukrainian Bradleys, they both open fire. Here are the results. Two BTRs were completely destroyed and left burning. But on the way back, Ukrainian Bradleys face a Russian 8TGM group. Bradley gets hit in the front, but luckily armor was not penetrated. Ukrainian soldier that was inside is going to show the results of Russian strike.
Отак сьогодні нас поїбали.
Bradley gets heavily damaged, but most importantly, it left its crew without even a scratch.
Ну ми вижили.
Now let's look at that time when a Russian BTR faced a Bradley in a duel. Russians attack through the open field and fire at different directions. BTR drives at max speed straight to Ukrainian Bradley. The crew reacts quickly and opens fire. Russians suffer from precise hits, but they continue moving forward and Bradley appears right in front of them. Vehicles pass each other just few meters away. Russian BTR begins to smoke, and just like that, Russian assault ends as quickly as it started. And this BTR was deployed to drop off the infantry near Ukrainian positions. Ukrainian Bradley spots the target and fires tow missile. A close hit, but Russians keep moving forward. BTR rolls in and deploys infantry. Russian soldiers quickly jump off and take cover. BTR begins to retreat, but there is one thing they don't know about. A Ukrainian Bradley moves in firing position and locks on target. A direct hit from Bradley takes out Russian BTR. Later, the ammunition detonated, leaving just a bunch of burning metal. These two Russian soldiers were sent to set up a sniper position to gather intelligence. A Bradley is deployed to completely crush Russian positions, but Russian forces were ready. An ATGM group was already preparing the strike. ATGM strikes Ukrainian Bradley, directly causing massive explosion. Bradley catches fire and it may seem like it was completely destroyed. But few seconds later, Bradley continues the mission like nothing has happened. When Bradley finally reaches its target, it locks on Russian positions, and then this happens. Tow missile strikes, leveling Russian positions to the ground. But if that was not enough, a Bushmaster gun finishes the job. Ukrainian forces receive information about advancement of Russian troops. Bradley and T-64 are deployed to take back the positions. Bradley moves in first and opens fire. The first position is cleared. Ukrainian tank moves in and fires at Russian hideouts. Ukrainian forces successfully clear out positions one after another. Meanwhile, Russian artillery receives the coordinates of Ukrainian armored vehicles and takes a shot. A close hit, but Ukrainian Bradley remains on the move. After successfully completing the mission, Ukrainians leave the battlefield unharmed.
They're one of Ukraine's most decorated brigades in a daily battle to hold back Russia on the Eastern Front. For the 1st Tank Brigade, it's the fight of their lives. Under constant attack from air and ground.
Go quickly.
They gave us unprecedented access to their front lines, while they fight to keep Russia out. They are the defenders of Donbass. First light on the Eastern Front. And the opening battle of the day for Ukrainian forces heading forward is with the mud. War has left Donbass ploughed and churned. This is their second spring since Russia invaded, their second season of muck and misery, and their second year in their struggle to keep their country free. Ukraine's Eastern Front stretches for nearly 1,000 kilometres, mostly across the Luhansk and Donetsk regions that make up Donbass. Capturing here is now Russia's principal war aim. We met up with Ukraine's 1st Tank Brigade on the Zero Line, just outside Velika Novosilka. Few know how to handle this heavily contested ground better than them. With aged armour, the battle-hardened crew get ready to fuel up and face their foe. It's familiar territory. They've been fighting Russia in one form or another in Donbass for 8 years. But the threat hangs heavier now. Their enemy is close by, and Ukraine's forces are outmanned and outgunned. Still, they show no fear.
Ці машини великі і страшні, але попри те, що й дуже старі. І вони ламаються. От найбільше лякає те, щоб машина не підвела десь там. Бо такі випадки бувають. Машина перестає стріляти, в крайніх випадках перестає їхати. Оце найгірше. Отак, танкісти – це як старший брат піхоти. Піхоту обіжають, танкісти виїжджають. Проблема в тому, що ми не завжди можемо виїхати.
But does Russia have a chance of winning this war?
Абсолютно ніяк. Це неможливо. Хіба вже українців не залишиться? Неможливо.
And this is a well-worn routine for Tank Commander Serhiy. First he faced Russian separatists in Donbass, and now it's the Russian army. Since the invasion, he's only had a week away from his tank and crew. His brigade is one of the most decorated in the Ukrainian army. Today they're out to hit Russian observation posts near their lines. The tanks may be old, but they've barely given the Russians an inch of territory. It's a fast game of cat and mouse, life or death, and it's left as deep an imprint on the landscape as it has on the men. The shell craters stretch for miles, and Serhiy and his crew are soon in the thick of it. They found their target across the next field, over 500 metres away, and they unleash everything they've got. Watch as Serhiy's rounds hit top right. Seconds later, they lay down a smoke screen. The orders are get in and out and take cover. Before Russian guns can start working on their positions. A response is expected, so it's time to move. To seek cover wherever it can be found. These fierce battles happen daily and have created a wasteland. Go!
Drone, quickly!
It could be a reconnaissance drone or armed. They don't wait to find out.
Go to position. Go quickly.
Go, click quickly.
Open ground is their enemy's friend.
Я ж говорю. Радіостанції передали, що наш танк вдало відпрацював по ворожим позиціям. Будуть ловити вогнем вражеської артилерії. Тому зараз чекаємо, витримуємо час, щоб самим не потрапити під цей артилерійський обстріл. Зараз прилетіла 120-та міна. Прямо десь метрів 20-30 від нас.
Якраз ще один вихід з часу на Нектарин.
Радійка доложила, що по нам вихід був. Чекаємо. З Божою поміччю перечекаємо, і все буде добре.
And the tank brigade doesn't just have tanks at its disposal. They're using everything they've got to defend the town of Velika Novosilka. The reminders of lives once lived here are scattered everywhere. But the rubble of the town is now as much of a front line as the trenches. This was the local kindergarten. It's now the temporary base for the brigade's armed drone team. They're a small light unit constantly on the move, climbing and crawling their way through the town's ruin. Always on the lookout for the closest position to the Russians to launch an attack. These off-the-shelf drones are armed with a grenade and sent into flight. Unlike the tanks, they're on the hunt for smaller targets. At the town's edge, a trench comes into their crosshairs. It's a direct hit. Russian vehicles are next. It's deadly effective. But their enemy is using these same tactics. War now occupies every inch of Velika Novosilka. And months of Russian bombardments are tearing apart what's left, piece by piece. Its people have mostly fled. The pets they have left behind, driven wild by Russian shelling. At a secret location, we head to a mobile command post to meet the man charged with holding the town.
Your men have seen some really hard fighting. As a leader, how do you keep your men motivated?
Як можна мотивувати солдата, який так захищає свою дітей, свою чим, що можна? Нас не потрібно мотивувати, нас мотивували
наша вчителька фортепіано, яка вчила дітей, тепер піклується про літніх людей, які проживають в цій школі.
It's dangerous to spend too much time above ground here, but we risk the school run. Rubble-strewn streets have become bombers' alleys. Much of the